Hey, I'm Mike.
Matt here.
This is Bruce from Waiting on Mongo, and you're listening to Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio.
Well, producer Claire,
Hello there.
I have so much to tell you.
Oh.
Because there were a couple things I was waiting on to tell you.
Oh, that's exciting.
Because I just wanted to see your face when I give you when I tell you these things.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying.
What?
No, I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, now you're going to make me wait?
You want me to tell you? Well, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. And as that old comedian, George, oh God, what was his name? No.
He's an old one.
Yeah, I just got in from I've just flew in from Ocean City, Maryland, and boy, are my arms tired.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Right. Right. No, it was not Rodney Dangerfield.
I thought it was Rodney Dangerfield. No.
Anyway.
No, he'd say, "Take my wife."
I feel like
please.
that's a joke of yore. That was Abbott and Costello.
Correct. Old comedian, even older than me.
Ooh, that's
George
old.
Burns.
Was it George
Was
Burns?
that who you meant?
Maybe. Yeah, you're
Ah.
close though. It's a George. You got the George part.
So, anyway, I was, it's good to be back. I was down in Ocean City, Maryland. I had so much fun. It should have been illegal.
Really?
Really, I had a great trip.
Good. I'm glad. You deserve it.
Now, there's this place in Ocean City, Maryland. There's two of them that are there's a lot of them, but there are two of them that are highly populated.
Oh.
Okay. One of them is this place called Secrets, which is fantastic. And the other is a place called Fager's Island. So I went to dinner at Fager's Island, and afterwards, this 80s band came on. It consisted of 4 people at its most, of which they only did maybe 10, 15% of the work, whereas the other two of them only did about 10 or 15% of the work. The other two, they were the most spectacular 80s band I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, nice.
Seriously, they actually played an electronic drum kit and a Fender Telecaster to 80s backing tracks.
Wow.
And the drummer had Susie, the Time Life operator type of microphone.
The headset, yeah.
The headset mic. This guy's voice was incredible. And not to mention, he was the drummer, playing along to backing tracks and singing.
Wow.
And, they were showmen. They really were. The drummer would stand up on his drum seat.
Wow.
But they did... Each one of their sets was about an hour 20 long.
Whoa, wow.
And they had on they looked like Duran Duran, these new guys. From
Little
the 80s.
ties.
Heavy costume.
Absolutely. They had the whole thing. And it was absolutely, and the place just kept getting more and more and more crowded, right? So, I'm sitting there minding my own business because,
Are you sure?
I don't. Okay, so I'm minding my
Someone
own
else's
business,
business.
watching everybody else's business. And anyway,
I love people watching.
this incredibly attractive 44-year-old woman walks in.
How did you know she was 44?
Because
Specifically.
I was wondering.
she divulged that to one of the other 6 guys that I was with.
Okay.
So she is there, and she divulges that she is the head of the local hospital emergency room.
Oh. So how many
she's
people got hurt that night?
Well, let me tell you, there could have been a lot. She's an ER nurse, right?
Wow.
So then in walks all these other very attractive young ladies, and they all work with her, and they're there because they're having a birthday party for the doctor that works in the ER. And they wanted to surprise this doctor.
Is it a female?
So, yes.
Okay.
And I'll tell you her name when we go to break. But it's kind of funny. Well, I might as well just say it. Her name, this doctor that they were trying to surprise, her name was Dr. Ho. Okay? So this 44-year-old woman is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's say effervescent, vivacious, something. She's out there dancing, having a good time.
She has a magnetism.
She's talking, hanging with her coworkers, but she can't just stay there. So she's like, she goes up to two of the guys that I was playing golf with, starts talking to them, which I found out she's 44. and then she comes over to me, and I'm just standing at the bar. She comes over to me, and she grabs my hand and goes, "Dance with me!" And starts. So I danced with this woman.
Okay.
And
did you really dance, or did you do that stupid thriller thing? Now,
is that your move?
That's his only move. No. So really,
so anyway,
you really dance.
So anyway,
so then you can't say that you just danced.
She grabbed my hand. She wanted to kind of like jitterbug.
Doing
this, and she spun around. She did that like 2 or 3 times, and then the song ended. But Timmy, you know Timmy.
Yes,
Timmy says to me, and you can verify this, which I'm sure he'll now, when you ask him, he'll lie like crazy, because that's how he does it. But Timmy says, "Wow, you went out there and danced with that woman." Well, for like 25 seconds, Timmy. He's like, no. And you didn't embarrass yourself.
You might have embarrassed him. Oh, very good. Very nice.
See?
So you dance. So
it's a
you can
beautiful
dance
moment.
more than that thriller thing. So you can dance.
You're just building moves in your arsenal.
Right.
Jack Daniels, helping white men dance since 1876.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, that's it. Rock On Radio is brought to you by, because I wanted to see the sheer panic come over your face when I
I'm
told
glad.
you.
I'm just glad to know you have more going on.
No, not really.
No, that's true.
Unless there's a bottle of Jack here somewhere.
All right.
Anyway, that could also be why she was very attractive.
How long were you drinking for?
Anyway, so Rock On Radio is brought to you by O'Connor's American Bar and Grill. I was just with the O'Connors.
That's right.
See, so it was a business trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
A sponsor, including my
That's what I always
sponsors.
call them.
Correct. Rock On Radio was brought to you by O'Connor's American Bar and Grill on Route 537, also known as Monmouth Road in East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Do you want to talk about Big A now, or do you want to wait till the end with Tyndall Road?
Well, let's do Big A now.
Okay. The Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, you can go to jsjbf.org. See everything the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation is into. And this Friday, we have a big business meeting
Yes, we do.
with this.
I thought it was a reunion.
Whatever. See, everything's business. Tax write-off.
Very serious. Very, very serious.
So anyway.
I didn't hear anything.
Exactly. So we have Anthony Big A Sherrod is coming up from the Delta for a second time. He was here several years ago. He's coming back this year. The man used a borrowed Fender Twin and his Stratocaster or Telly, I can't remember which one. No effects pedals, not even a distortion, not even one of them little
Wow.
oval shaped
respect
things
that.
with
Yeah.
the black button.
Mm-hmm.
And he got
Wow.
sounds out of this guitar like you have to see it
Wow.
to
That's
believe it.
Wireless.
Jeff Beck is very much,
Yeah.
was very much like that. He was another guitar player that just very
art player.
limited like setup, but just
Right.
like what he was able to do with
It's
his
just
guitar.
amazing.
Although I
Amazing.
can tell you one effect Jeff Beck did use, in all
Oh, he
honesty.
does do. He did use effects, but just very limited.
Bruce has a cousin named Kenny Siegel.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Kenny or
No,
not.
I'm not.
But Kenny was one of the co-inventors of the Snarling Dog wah pedal.
Yeah,
The
the,
one
the
that-
rat pedal and the wah, like he would
Right,
use.
the
But
one that
aside
looked like
from
a
that-
foot.
Yep.
That's Bruce's cousin invented that.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
Jeff
Small
Beck
world.
asked him for one.
Wow. I'll have to speak to Bruce about that when we
Talk
talk
to
to
him.
It's a
I
small
don't
world,
know
man. Wow.
if there's any more in existence because they stopped making them years back.
Oh,
but
man.
Jeff
Wow.
Beck actually used the one that was made by Bruce's cousin.
Wow.
That's outrageous.
Things you learn on Rock On Radio.
Yeah.
You guys gotta have
Leave
us
here
back
a little
more
smarter.
often.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So jsjbf.org, Big A, Lauren K. Woods Theater on June 27th. So
Friday night.
2 weeks away. Go ahead, because you know more about
So
this than I
it's-
do.
The show starts at 8, but it get there by 7:30, and the tickets are on sale. Go to our Facebook page and look for. I'll tag it to the top, but where the information for tickets and everything is there. Definitely don't miss it if you can, because that's what.
Aren't we giving tickets away?
Oh yeah, I will. But if you want to buy tickets first, we have to tell them to buy tickets. But
Maybe she doesn't know
She
more
was just
about
trying to
this
build
than
up,
me.
you know,
I
the
do.
suspense,
Thank
you
you.
know.
So, and then I am creating a Facebook event or page that will notate what we're going to give away. So we have 2 sets of 2, or we have 2 tickets to give away because you talked to.
We have a pair of
We have
tickets.
a pair of tickets, so 2 people can go for free to this event.
Right.
And
We'll give away the pair
yes,
together,
so we can together.
not just
yeah,
one ticket.
Yeah, no, I know. But the first person, so you wanted the
Only
first.
you could go, not your friend.
Do you want the first person to email you at DannyColeman'sRockOnRadio@gmail.com
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, first person to email me
and put tickets in the subject line?
or put
Free tickets.
free tickets, Big A.
Mhm.
Email me, and I will gladly provide the tickets for you, which you will pick up at the Lauren K. Woods Theater
So generous.
Monmouth
at the
University.
will call
That's beautiful.
at
So
the will
generous.
call window.
Yep.
I guess. I know the other
Sounds good.
one, the Pollock Theater. I've never been to the Lauren K. Woods.
I have. Actually, Randy's school's graduations were at that.
Oh,
Bruce
okay.
Springsteen's
Oh, no
kids
way.
graduated. On that
My
stage.
students went to school with them.
Yeah.
There you go.
We did the
See?
graduations. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so we're all set with that, and
Yeah.
we'll have to remind me to
At
go
the
back
end,
to
we can
that
say it too.
somewhere later on.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. I like it. Sinister Footwear. Go to sinisterfw.com and check out some of the wild, crazy socks that our friend Tina sells.
Whoa.
And
I like
use the
socks.
promo code DCR Socks at checkout for 10% off your order. Sinisterfw.com. I had something I wanted to say, and it just totally flew right at me.
I had so many brain farts.
The thought train has been derailed once again.
Yeah.
Phoenix Art Supplies and Framing of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Claire and I emceed the Doylestown Music Fest.
Yes, yes.
No, it didn't matter. It rained, it stopped, it rained, it stopped. It absolutely downpoured, it stopped. The sun came out.
Yep, it was beautiful.
Weather couldn't make up its mind.
Yeah, but the music was great. Everybody had a great time, and they had a pizza eating contest at the Villa Caprice. It was so
Whoa.
fun. The mouth won.
If you go to our Facebook page, right,
Sounds
Danny
so
Coleman's
greasy.
Rock on Radio 2, the number 2, you can see you
All the
posted the video from that
Facebook
day.
Lives. Yep.
The mouth.
The mouth one. Again,
defended his title.
and
They have a
won.
belt and everything.
retained.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Although he said he's going to retire next year, so
I want to thank Heather
Ransom.
Ransom. Her band was the second band on, Heather and the Ransom Notes.
Nice.
Her name is
Great
Heather
band
Ransom.
name.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Great
It was a
band
great
name.
time at the Doylestown Music Fest, where you can find Phoenix Art Supply and Framing, located on Route 611, otherwise known as Southeastern Road, in Doylestown, PA. Dee Dee's Lights. Dee Dee is our official chandler of Rock On Radio. She has made all of our Rock On Radio candles, which are available if you contact me or in some of the prize packs that we get
Yeah.
out. Maybe I'm brilliant.
You're brilliant.
I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Maybe
pretty
we'll
genius.
make it an entire. No, not maybe. We are going
We
to
are
make
doing
it
it.
There you go.
an
It
entire
already happened.
Rock On Radio prize pack for the Big A tickets.
Oh.
Not only will you get
Nice.
the 2 tickets to Monmouth University, but
Co-host?
I wasn't going to go there. But
Oh.
if you want to, we could do that.
Free pair of socks.
We have those two.
I am going to fill your life with nothing but Rock On Radio swag.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How's
Which is-
that?
Which is a good
We love
segue.
swag.
That is swag.
Speaking of
That's
swag.
a good segue. Correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah, let's do that. We'll make it a whole Rock On Radio,
basket. Okay.
thing.
Woo.
Right? Excellent.
Okay.
I like that.
I think that's brilliant.
And
I
we'll-
think, I
and-
think you're brilliant.
There will be a candle.
Brilliant.
There will be a candle. See, Princess, I'm an idea
It's
man.
genius. You're in the zone right
There
now.
will,
You
I
are.
am.
You are. You
Boy,
are.
it's just
You are cooking
the
in the
stuff
kitchen
is
right
just
now.
Firing on all
rolling off
cylinders.
of my tongue.
Don't encourage him.
It's adorable.
So are baby skunks from a distance.
Do I stink that bad?
Had one of them in my yard last week.
That was me.
Except I won the baby, and it wasn't at a distance. That thing
Yeah.
was
And it wasn't that cute.
That was
huge.
That was Randy hiding under the porch.
There you go.
That's right. It goes away. You just got to bathe in tomato sauce or whatever the fuck. I
Prego.
didn't mean to say that. There it is. There it was.
There it is.
Sorry.
There's the one.
That's the only one I promise.
That's okay. Oh gosh! All right, TV slates. Asbury Park Vibes. We love Diane and
We
Doug.
do.
If you go to
Aw. We love
AsburyParkVibes.com
the vibes.
on Main Street in Asbury Park, you know where it is?
Mm-hmm.
Diane
by there a
and,
few
and
times.
Doug are fantastic people. If you are a band or a solo artist, realtor, I don't care, looking for headshots, photos of your performances, bios for your websites, press releases, any of that fun stuff, and they have a great podcast. Go see Diane and or Doug at AsburyParkVibes.com. And
They're
if
great.
if you ever want to meet me there, just say so because I have a key.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
Because our Christmas spectacular.
Because she
is there.
likes me and said, I want you to have a key.
No, because
Wrong
our
again.
Christmas spectacular is there every year.
It's because he's a radiant being.
Hey,
And a
He's
genius.
gonna invite you guys back.
I'm not going to
You're
let
not
him
helping
leave.
it at all.
Not going to
I
let him
have
leave.
a plan.
He'll become part of the merch back
They're
there.
on. They're on to us,
basket.
Randy. Quick, Randy. They're on to us.
All right, change the subject quick. What's the next sponsor? What's the next sponsor?
NewJerseyStage.com.
So
New Jersey Stage. Go to NewJerseyStage.com, which is the finest arts and entertainment magazine in the entire state of New Jersey.
True. That's what they call it. New Jersey
We are
Stage.
very fond of Mr. Gary over there. So, and my column runs there every Thursday. This week, it is about Bubba. Since you got the whole Big A theme going on there.
Oh,
Bubba.
good. Bubba's
you know.
coming on.
Right?
Good.
Is he coming up on the 27th? Do we know?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
I
Well,
haven't heard.
it's about Bubba from Clarksdale. Visit Clarksdale. Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Visit Clarksdale.com.
So, yes, or something like that.
philadelphia.org.
Correct.
No, I have it written down .com, but you're right. I'm not too sure. It might be org.
It is.
.org.
Visit
It is.
Clarksdale.org. Yes.
Notes are wrong.
Oh, I was guessing.
As I was reading it, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, I thought it was
No,
org.
no, it might be
Is it
dot .com.
.com? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's .com. It's .com.
Oh, and Hildegard is the guy who originally had the joke about the wings.
Ah.
My wings are so tired.
Boy, are my arms tired.
Hildegard.
See? There you go, Hildegard.
Sounds like a D&D character.
Right?
Sounds like a wizard or something.
The Great Hildegard.
You did pretty good.
The chalice of
Little
Hildegard.
pies.
Ooh. Little Pies, Tyndall Road. Little Pies of Princeton, located inside the Princeton Shopping Center at 301 North Harrison Street.
Did you say pie?
There's pies.
She makes these little tiny pies, about
That's
this big. They're like hand
adorable.
grenades of happiness, and then we eat them till we
You're
explode.
like baking love into
Yeah.
my soul right
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
and she has
delightful.
fantastic sourdough bread and breakfast
Oh.
sandwiches.
now.
All the things.
Sounds like we need to hit Lily
No,
Pies.
we did not
Says-
stop on the way
She
down.
also provided anytime we need desserts for any of our, like we did a 10th anniversary and a 15th anniversary show. Did the 10th at the Asbury Hotel, the 15th at Salty's,
Oh, nice.
And then-
All right, may she rest.
and then Salty's closed up. I'm not saying I'm responsible for any of that. I'm
Look
just
what you
saying.
did. Look what you did.
Yeah. And
It's okay. I think we
But
played
she
their last
always-
New Year's Eve.
did you?
It was April, but it was like month before. It closed.
Yeah.
Anyway, she provides our desserts, Little Pies of Princeton. And we have our beer sponsor, the official beer of Rock On Radio, Tyndall Road Brewing Company, located on 102 Farnsworth Avenue in Bordentown, New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
Go in and ask for Danny's Pick.
Oh.
That's right.
Which you haven't
Which
picked
pick?
yet.
Well, I did pick, and then
They changed it.
I gave up beer for Lent.
And of course, we recorded on Ash Wednesday.
Oh, no.
But
Right
she
from
held
the
that
start.
there, and since Easter, I haven't had a chance to get back over there, but I will.
Tyndall Road, take me home.
Amen.
And if they want to find out about us, Claire, how do they do that?
They go to dcror.com, which is the short link for Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio.
That's right. Instagram at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. Right?
Right.
We're good?
We're good.
For the gram.
Excellent. Excellent. So, again, Big A, go to dcror.com or email me directly at DannyColeman'sRockOnRadio@gmail.com. Free tickets, Big A, and we'll give you an entire Rock On Radio prize pack. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I already sent the email.
Our get excellent.
Guess who's
Excellent.
going to be?
Our guest
Those are mine.
Our guest this evening, thank you very much for participating in our mindless drivel and rants at the beginning.
I love it. Thank you for letting us participate.
True.
Sure.
That's why you're
Feel
here.
very special.
But you ain't getting one of
Man,
them
the mindless
trophies.
part.
Aw,
No
man.
participation trophy.
Aw, man.
What about a sticker? Scratch and sniff, please.
Medallion, perhaps.
Garden State Radio.
Garden State Radio sticker.
All right,
That
there you
one,
go.
we'll take that.
I will take that.
You
I
drive
love
a hard bargain.
And I will put it on the bottom of my laptop.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Just like me.
You sure do drive a hard bargain.
Speaking of Radio Garden State, beginning on July 15th, they'll be launching the New York Waterway Morning Show, which was a live 3-hour broadcast straight from the Port Imperial Ferry Terminal in Weehawken, New Jersey.
That's lovely.
So if you see anybody up there from Radio Garden State, stop by and say hi. Tell them you heard about it on Rock On Radio. Rock On Radio can be heard there every Monday morning, 10 a.m., and Rock On Radio Indie Hour every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and every Friday at 10 a.m. Danny Coleman's Got the Blues can be heard on these fine radio stations.
Sorry to hear
So-
that.
Yes,
Danny
he
Coleman.
does.
You, all
You're
right?
gonna be
You want to
okay?
talk about it?
Yeah, you're gonna be okay.
You never are
What's
cured
that old
from
song that the Doors redid? I've been down so
Long.
gosh darn long. It looks
Feels
like up to me.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
That's me, baby. Please welcome Randy and Dez of Dez and the Swagmatics. Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
Our swag.
Yeah,
queen.
yeah.
That's us.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for making the trip here to the
Of course.
hinterlands. Although you said you
was
were
a trip.
familiar with this area.
Well, my sister used to live down in near this area, not on this side of the state. I realize every time I come down here that Lambertville and Lumberton are on opposite sides of the state. So I'm like, yeah, I know this area. But then we started turning down these beautiful country roads, and I'm like, wow, it got really pretty. Wait a minute, and then the street lines went away, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
This is not Lumberton.
Exactly. We saw the farms and the animals, and we're like, well, okay, well,
Yeah.
this is probably.
Yeah, we
where
have
we're
everything
supposed
from
Cougars.
cows
to be.
and
Whoa.
horses and stuff.
Are we talking
to-
about animals or
Deer,
like
yeah.
older ladies?
All wildlife.
They were all at Fager's Island. Trust me.
Lots of cougars.
44-year-old cougars. Although she wasn't a cougar for you.
No. No, she probably took pity on me. Oh, let me. That old
old
guy
man.
looks like he needs to be cheered up.
Yeah. What do
That's
you call a
what it
cougar that's younger than you? Is that a cub?
Cradle robber.
was. Prison term. So, Des, you are here now, and you have brought Randy with you.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy, what is your role in?
I'm the lead and rhythm guitarist only.
He's
Okay.
the only
Only
guitarist.
guitarist.
You know,
There's no other guitarist.
there can be only one. No, he's plenty. But also, he does a great hand in helping co-songwrite, and we have been very collaborative over the last several years now. At this point, in making our newest album, so we're very, very excited.
Which is why you are here.
Oh
right?
yes.
Now, is that on Telegraph Hill?
It is through Telegraph Hill Records.
Okay.
We just put out the very first single on that album, maybe April 28th, and that song is called My Place. And it actually it probably took us the longest to record. We started it during COVID when our producer Palm had moved back home because he was living in New York City.
Joe?
and-
Yeah.
yeah, Palm. Yeah, Palm Rico. Yeah, Palm had moved home because the city was barren and there was no work to be had there and everything was remote. So he moved back home and set up his studio in the basement. And the first, this might even be one of the first couple of takes. Even though I've recorded hundreds over the years, that I think that one of the first couple takes is at least mixed into that. But we started putting it together down there, and a lot of the album as it sits started the first sets of recording down there, and we've been just polishing them up over the years and adding to them and making them bigger and really imagining them as large as we possibly could. Yes. This song did not sound like this when it was first birthed, and it came all the way down to us being able to our keyboardist plays with Gloria Gaynor, or tours with Gloria Gaynor. So he was able to very nicely talk some of his coworkers at her horn section into coming and playing on this album. So
Oh, no kidding.
we are very, very, very lucky. Yes.
Let me tell you
cool.
that I actually interviewed her once. Actually, if you go back to the Rock On podcasts, she was one of my first podcasts.
Wow.
Gloria Gaynor.
Wow.
What a sweetheart.
That's what Ray says.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah, queen of disco.
The real queen.
The real one. Apparently she has the crown to prove it.
So, before we go any further, I want to thank Melissa
Mm-hmm.
Peterson.
Yes, for hooking this
you know,
up.
for making this happen tonight.
100%.
She's great.
She's wonderful. She's, we really have started forming our team now that we have the work pretty much done. We're kind of building out our team, and Melissa is such a huge part of rounding out that team. And I'll text her at all odd hours of the day, Melissa, I need this right now. And then 10 seconds later, it'll blip onto my phone. She actually sent me the music this morning because I realized, oh my God, I have nothing to take for them. So, Melissa, all caps. And then she
We got
says,
everything to give.
exactly. She sent me down here with everything that I needed.
All right. So, before we go any further, talk to us about Des and the Swagmatics.
Sure.
You're Des,
I am Des.
right? So Randy is a swag. Well,
Swag matey.
Swagmaniac.
he is the only one here, so that would make him a swagmatite.
Yes.
On the sign of the one show we played is that
Oh my gosh, we played a show down in LBI. Oh my gosh. We have a regular residency there, but it was at the first bar, and I couldn't tell you what the name of it is. It's a big one, and it's really well known, but it's probably better that I don't remember their name. It's probably better that I don't, because they like asked us to come down there, and they like begged us, and we sent them their information. Like, all right, we'll do it. We love that area. We'll come down. We got there, and they had our name on the marquee as Des and the Swagmatics. So,
like we're a bunch of pirates.
so the whole night was pirate puns on Mike. And
That's so funny.
Swagmatics.
Swagmate.
Des and the
We all got peg
Swagmatics.
legs,
Exactly.
even the drummer.
Well, tell me, besides Randy, who else makes up the Swagmate?
Absolutely.
You don't want
You are never letting that go.
Beyond him, I also have Kevin Stryker on bass.
Space Mountain.
Bass Mountain, we call him, because he's a head and shoulders above most of us.
Kevin, who else does he play with? Because he's been in
Everybody.
here before.
Everybody.
With
Who dat?
Alexander.
Alexander,
That's right.
yes.
Simone,
Okay.
His main other band is Alexander Simone, but he also plays with Gina and Dragster as well. So he gets around. He's our sluttiest member, if you will.
Are we allowed to say that?
Am I allowed to say that? He's our most free loving member. We'll say that.
He loves love.
He loves love. He loves playing. He just loves he loves music. We also have Craig Lawler on drums.
Okay.
Craig and Craig used to be on As the World Turns as a child actor. True story. Back in the 90s.
Wow.
He had a mushroom cut. He and Macaulay Culkin were out for the same auditions. It was,
You
he's
make sure to throw that joke in every.
every show. I say,
You're like, "Who-
Craig,
who-
As the World Turns Lawler, and everyone's like, what does that mean? So now you know. And then
Excellent.
and then Ray Sada on keys, the gentleman who plays with Miss Gloria Gaynor now. So that's all of us. There's only
Makes
5.
Great hummus.
Yes, he makes the best hummus you've ever had.
And the best Mexican street corn.
He just cooks so well.
Yeah, he's great.
You know,
And a cheese and a real cheese connoisseur.
really, he used to be a cheesemonger in Brooklyn when he was in college.
So if you want to talk about cheese, we will
That's
talk
your
to you about
guy.
cheese for as long as you want to.
And I think that as the unit is now, and then of course Randy, who I poached from Karmic Juggernaut. No, I kid. I love those guys so very much.
I get
And-
around too.
And he also gets around. When I first started coming around to the scene in Asbury back in 2011 and in 2010, I was just a fan and going out to see shows. One of the first couple of bands that I saw while I was out there was Karmic Juggernaut, and at the time he had like this Jesus hair and this long beard, and I was like, oh, yes. I was like, who is this guy on guitar? And then years and
Ragamuffin.
years, complete ragamuffin. But years and years and years later, our paths recrossed when we needed a new guitar player. And I literally took him out on a date, and I asked him to be, I begged him.
Will you be my-
We went to Bond Street.
We went
right?
to Bond Street
Oh,
Bar,
I can't believe I
and I
remember that.
plied him with a couple of margaritas, and I was like, look,
She knows I like tequila.
I do. And here we are. We know Randy started with
That's
us.
the only reason I joined, because
No,
you
because
bought
he
me
loves
tequila.
tequila. We just keep
You
providing
didn't
it.
do that?
We have a constant drip. But we've been that lineup since 2019.
Oh,
okay.
awesome.
Great. Speaking of tequila, I had a actual fresh squeezed Paloma with fresh
Oh.
grapefruit. And
That sounds
Delightful.
delightful, divine.
correct. So,
Truth.
all right. So that's how the band came together. Well, now,
Well,
other
that's all the
than
members. The band has come together in many
Well,
synchronous ways.
various, I know that there have been various incarnations
Yes,
of
there
Des
have.
and the
I've had a
Swagmatics.
lot of other members.
But tell us about you, Des, a little
Oh,
bit.
me?
Now, you
What do you want to know?
well, you've obviously got
Des, what you
very,
gonna tell
her?
very
My mystique
rich
here.
and
No, I'm kidding.
powerful
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
vocal. Well, I don't want to.
No, I'm teasing. What do you want to know? It's why I'm here.
No, she's
I
the
know.
puppet master. She
I'm
pulls
open
strings.
I know
book.
you're teasing, but I'm trying to work with you. I don't want to give away your superpowers
You're right.
just yet.
You're right.
Make them wait.
Which one? Which
If I
superpower?
reveal them like right now, then people are only going to listen to the first half hour of this show. And
Fair point.
So-
Slow drip.
now, do you play an instrument other than your voice?
I do
Okay.
actually. So I only
She's
have one.
wonderfully talented.
I only have one tattoo on my body, and that is Prince, because he is such a tremendously huge influence for me. And I play many different instruments. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. So I play keys are probably my first instrument, the first one that I picked up. And that was just figuring out songs on the radio by ear when I was a kid on my little Casio that would sit in my lap. So I'd have my Walkman on, and I'd be like kind of trying to play it until it sounded right. And then from there, I learned guitar next. Although I can't play guitar now because I decided that having nails was way cuter. But I can still play bass.
Priorities.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you could play Scratch the Radio Host's back.
Oh, that's they are primed for that. My husband gets the best.
She
out of it.
charges for
I
that.
do,
Just
they're not
so you
free.
know.
That's fine. I got like
$100 an hour.
I got $5. I gotta get 30 seconds. That's all I need.
And then I play drums as well. I play bass and drums usually during our live show. And keys. We do a little
we
switching
switch
around.
off.
Yeah.
Craig, our drummer, likes to call it the Swiss Army Band.
Yeah, most of us are
That's
multi-instrumentalists.
his little
so
cute
like,
little joke.
when I need a vocal break, I'll be like, Craig, you sing, I'll go on drums. And then Craig will come out and, completely astound the audience with his beautiful singing voice, and I'll play drums. Or Kev will jump on drums and Randy will play bass, and we'll kind of just move around as we feel in that moment, whatever makes sense for the song. We have a lot of fun doing it.
Nice.
Fantastic. Now, so you have had some formal training, I'm guessing?
Yes and no. I was mostly self-taught until I started getting serious about possibly going to school for music. I didn't learn to read sheet music until I was 17. And at that point, I had been playing for 10 years. And I was like, what do you mean this is C? Ew, I hate this.
Don't put any sheet music in front of me.
I do better now because I have to teach it, so I'm okay now. But like, if you put it in front of me and say, play this Chopin, I'm like, no, I won't do it.
I will walk away
I
right
will
now.
walk away. I will flip this piano over and leave.
Are you threatening me?
I feel threatened right now.
Oh, sorry. It was evil Des. Let me calm down.
Nice.
Nah, but we're both very much like that, I feel. We're
True.
both very much feel players, And again, like, I
Yeah.
could technically fake reading through some sheet music, but if someone was just like, plop something down to me and was like, here, play this, I would be like, can you give me like a couple hours just to like figure this out, and then I'll play it?
I will have this in 3
You know.
hours.
But if you want me to hop in on like an improv jam or something like that, I mean, I'm ready.
Well,
to
Randy's
roll,
a child prodigy here.
Well, sight reading
is a skill in
is,
itself.
yeah, I mean, even for like, I'm a drummer, so even for
Yeah,
drums,
drum sheet music is ridiculous.
yeah, so it, but just sight reading in general is one of those skills that if you don't do it often,
yeah,
you're not going to do it.
it's a muscle.
Without-
it's like a muscle.
is
You
so
gotta
true.
keep
Right.
flexing it.
Yep. So if you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I have Des and Randy from Des and the Swagmatics here. Okay, so what's with the Swagmatics?
Well, funny you should ask. Okay, first I'll tell you what it means, and then I'll tell you how we found it. Well, how I found it. First, swagmatic means that the swagger inside of you is automatic. You don't have to force it. It's natural. It just comes swagmatically, authentically. It just happens, and that is a large part of our mission statement. Is like, whatever you are, be that at our shows. Come and be that, and then we'll all have a good time. Now, where it came from. Before I started my own band, I sang backup in a lot of other projects prior. And I was at a friend's house after a band practice for a band that I was in. And I was like, if I was to have a band, what would it be? So let's play the band name game. So we all just threw a whole bunch of names onto a sheet list, and people were calling them out from across the room. Do this, Write this down. Write this down. And one of my dear friend Becky's brothers said, why don't you guys call yourselves Swagmatic? And I was like, what does that even mean? He's like, I don't know, write it down. So I'm like, okay, I wrote it down. And so we combed through this list of names, and it came down to two. It came down to Des and the Swagmatics or the D'Angelo Lansburys, like Angela Lansbury and D'Angelo.
I don't even know. This is new to me.
It was going to be one or the other. So we flipped a coin, and Des and the Swagmatics won. So that's where we are.
Fantastic.
And that's more,
more
that's
fitting.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more like, then it would have been like Angela Lansbury.
Exactly.
Like, then it would have been
Yeah.
someone else. And yeah.
Exactly. It ended up working out.
But the
in our
meaning of Swagmatics like actually ended up coming to reflect what you naturally
Exactly.
embodied. So it's like it's
Exactly.
all very synchronous
we
how that
we
all
grew
just
into the
kinda
name.
worked out.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was perfect. Yeah.
Well, why don't we? You're here because you have this new record
I do.
that was released on the April 28th, or just a single. The whole thing
The
was
single is released
Just
on
the
April
single.
28th.
We're still working on.
We're
the
gonna
whole,
drib and drab it out. We're gonna
Oh,
make you
okay.
wait for it.
Yeah, we're still working on the whole kit caboodle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so you sent us some music.
I did.
Why don't we do a tune of that
Sure.
and
Get a taste.
pick one of them tunes, play that,
Please do.
so that we can get we can get people or give people a chance to hear you guys.
Sure.
So, which one would you like Claire to play?
I would love for Claire to pull up the latest single, My Place. I feel like this is most representative to what you'll get at a show.
Yeah.
I mean, plus or minus horns. Some shows we do hire out a horn section, and some we don't. It depends on the vibe, But this is the most accurate representation of what we sound like. So,
Okay. Des and the Swagmatics, and it's called
My Place.
I've never seen you before, but now you're here on the floor. What are you telling me with your body? You put a smile on my face. Is it just out on your grace? Either way, I want your body on my body. Sweat, I feel your breath on my neck, and I'm starting to suspect you want me. Well, I've been here before, now I'm taking control. You know that I wanna love you with my body. I wanna know just how far this can go. Oh, baby, we can't take it over back to my place. I wanna see if you're leaving with me, so we can take this body back to my place. I wanna know just how far this can go. Oh, baby, we can't take it over back to my place. I wanna see if you're leaving with me, so please show me what that booty do. What it do, 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 do. What it do. What it do, 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 do. The car is waiting outside. I know you're ready to ride. So excited you're riding shiny. Your eyes are telling me more. We sit out on the floor. You know that I wanna love you with my body. I wanna know just how far this can go. Oh, baby, we can't take it over back to my place. I wanna see if you're leaving with me, so we can take this party back to my place. I wanna know just how far this can go. Oh, baby, we can't take it over back to my place. I wanna see if you're leaving with me, so please let me show you what this drummer do. Yeah.
Des and the Swagmatics with My Place here on Rock On Radio. You get a very
smooth.
it's like a very soul type of sound.
Thank you very much.
You have going on there.
Thank you. We were super inspired. One Halloween, there's like an Asbury show that's thrown every year. Oh my gosh, I think it's
Zombie
called
Walk?
Convention Hell.
Oh, okay.
Right. And a lot of different Asbury Park bands participate. I know we've played with Waiting on Mongo and them before, and like they dress as, act as, play a set as a specific artist, and they do a whole set of that artist music, and they're them for Halloween. And we did Donna Summer one year. And right after we did that show, this song came to be. So
Nice.
so it was lovely.
Got that Motown soul sound.
Oh
going
yeah.
on there. Excellent. One of the do you remember when they had before the lovely intervention of Madison Marquette? Thank you very much. I know you feel like I do. Well, do you remember they used to do twisted covers?
Yes.
Where they took, I'm knocking stuff all over. Where they took let's say you would perform one of Alexander Simone and Who That's Tunes, and he would perform
I
one
remember
of
those shows.
all the local original artists,
Yes.
and it was all over the place. It was kind of like the precursor to Porch Fest.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And the bar on Cookman, the coffee joint where I played with Joe Weimer, actually.
Oh, I love
was,
Joe.
You know Joe?
Oh yeah.
I played drums for Joe for about 5 years.
No way.
Back
And
in the
actually,
day.
on the announcement is for his birthday on June 26th. Joe is having a birthday bash at the Seven Sons Brewery in Howell, New Jersey.
Oh.
So look for that.
That's
I'm doing that
wonderful.
event
too
right
far
now.
from us.
That's
So
not too far off.
that's right.
My
For his
husband's from
birthday.
Hell.
And here's how that happened.
the big one.
My
100.
phone rings, and I'm like, why is Weimer calling me? And I answer it, and she's like, Coleman! Weimer, what do you want? I want you to play percussion with me on your birthday. I'm like, that's like 2 months away.
She booked you early.
And she
Wanted
says,
to make sure she got
she
it.
says, I know when your birthday is. I want you to play percussion. And then I start getting phone calls from various people. We'll be at your birthday party. I'm like, what birthday party?
Party, yeah.
What's going on here?
What do you mean?
Basically.
So anyway, yeah, June 26th at the Seven Sons Brewing Company in
That's right.
Howell, New Jersey. I will be playing with Joe Weimer.
You are also
Percussion.
That's fantastic.
So,
You are also a June birthday.
I am. Are you?
I am.
Nice.
My birthday is Monday.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Thank you very
So
much.
actually, when this airs, it's tomorrow.
Oh, so when this airs, it'll be my birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Correct.
On Des Day.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Thank
We
you.
have to. We have to get Corey.
But you are not a fellow Cancerian, my Gemini child.
Yes, no autographs, please. Thank you.
That was intense. That hit the core.
So tell us about Des and the Swagmatics music. How does it come together? You mentioned that you and Randy do a lot of.
Yes.
Well, actually, hold that thought for a second, Des. Randy, what's your background? in all
Yeah.
this?
Tell your
Guitar
story. It's
player?
so good. Come on, Randy.
You're here. Fess up.
I started playing guitar when I was like 9 years old. My dad, saw that I was taking interest into it, and he taught me a bunch of stuff. And then
Did he play?
he did play. Yeah.
Nice.
So he played, and he was like, "Oh, cool, my son's into this too." And then so he showed me some stuff, and then I just kind of like hit the ground running and. He started taking me to open mic blues jams when I was like 10, 11 years old. So I was like hopping up and playing with all these middle-aged men, just jamming on blues on a Thursday night when I had school the next morning. And just my dad would take me out to all sorts of shows. Got to play with Buddy Guy when I was like 13.
really?
Yeah. So I've just been playing music my whole life.
I'm not
Mostly-
worthy.
But yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was 10. I'm 36 now, or 9. I'm 36 now, and just my whole life is just always just I don't even like remember learning guitar. It's like I just know that I know how to play it.
Well, what now along those lines, Rand? Now, so your father shows you some stuff. You learn how to play guitar. It's fun. What was your? I'd like to ask this of certain people, and I'll ask this of both of you. What was your watershed moment? What was it that you sat down and said, "Man, I want to do that"?
From the shows that my dad would take me, like I met Jeff Beck, I met Jimmy Page, Buddy Guy, BB King. I mean, I've met just from those experiences and like being in the presence of.
I repeat, I am
guitar
not
players
worthy.
ever. I mean, how could you not be inspired and say that's what I want to do when Jimmy Page is shaking your hand like, hey, what's up, little mate? You know, and I'm just sitting there like, you're Jimmy Page. I don't even know what to say right now. So yeah, I mean, just being in the presence of such great, talented, people who've redefined what guitar even means in many ways. I mean, that's enough to keep me going for the rest of my life, I think.
Nice. I've always, I interviewed Jason Bonham.
Oh, really?
And I'm a Bonham disciple on the drum kit, but if I could ever catch an interview with Page Plant or John Paul Jones, my life would be complete.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I only got to meet Page for like 10 seconds, and they were immediately like, all right, he said hi to you. It was so funny how quick, like, just his security and everything. He's just like, all right, you can say hi to this kid for 10 seconds, sign his shirt, and we got to get you out of here. It was so funny. It was such a surreal experience.
That's funny you said that, because that's how a lot of meet and greets are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of meet and greets. Like I for New Jersey Stage, I cover a lot of. I used to cover pre-COVID a lot of concerts, and I would get meet and greets with like Foreigner and Don Felder and all these guys, right? And I'd take my daughter or something as my photographer if some of the other ones that I used to use regularly weren't available. Come on, you want to go meet Foreigner? Who? Foreigner.
It's just like the birthday call.
Dad, what
They're
songs?
foreigners.
Who's saying happy birthday?
Right? What songs do they do? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go. I need you to take pictures, too. And we go into the meet and greet, and you walk down, and you shake all their hands, and they're like, okay, next.
Yeah. It's like,
Dude, give me a second here. I'm supposed to be,
It's really impersonal the way they
Yeah, they're very slight on the greet.
It is really unfortunate. That
Very slim on the greet.
Yeah, right.
So what was yours, Des? What was your...
Ooh, well, okay, so funny story. I never got into this to be a musician. My goal when I first started was to be an actor on Broadway. And I was auditioning in the city back and forth. I was bit by the bug ages ago. I've done theater since I was a kid. I did it all through high school. I knew that I loved being on stage, and I didn't equate yet what that meant. I just knew that I loved singing on stage, and it was really fun. So I went to school for that. I went to school for theater. I was going back and forth to the city to audition and all of that kind of stuff. Going through the whole rigmarole of becoming like a professional actor, doing all kinds of shows all over New Jersey. I had a very long resume in community theater. And then my mother got really sick. So at the time, I don't think he really is upset about me talking about this because he's been overcome this for many, many years. But at the time, my dad was deeply addicted to drugs, and I am the oldest. So I gave up my dream, and I took care of my family, and did what I needed to do, got a bunch of jobs, and stuck my nose in my books, and went to school, pivoted my major to be a teacher. But then my dad got clean and my mom got better. So I'm like, okay, so now what do I do? Maybe I'll just, put down acting and figure it out. I'll just see what happens. So like the day after I said that, the following day, my near dear friend at the time, Dory, her last name is Leckie now, but at the time it was Erickson. Her boyfriend played in a little band called De Soul, the Latin rock huge band. And she's like, come to the show. I got free tickets. We'll go and we'll hang out. So we're hanging out with the band before the show, and they're like, "Oh, you're Dory's friend. You sing, right? Sing something for us." So I'm just hanging out backstage. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll sing something," and I sing Michael McDonald as a joke because I secretly love him. He's my favorite. He's so good. But I said that's the song that I had stuck in my head, so I sang Michael McDonald, and they're like, "Wait a minute."
Which one?
What a Fool Believes. That's the classic. And they're like, wow, that was actually really good. Do you want to like join us in our set? And I was like, okay, okay. So never having sang on stage with a band before, I joined and not really speaking much Spanish either. I joined this Latin rock band on stage that night
That's great.
in their set. And then the next day they asked me to go on tour with them, and we did the whole East Coast. Like it happened that fast. The second I decided I wasn't going to do acting and I was going to figure it out like the next day, this popped up, and it really has just been rolling into itself since then. Like, all right, I'll give it up, and then something else will happen. Like right before the Swagmatics almost did not continue because
won't let you give it up.
it won't let me give it up.
Once the bug bites you,
It won't let me give it up. The band had been nearly broken up. I was down to one member, two members. I think I had my old guitar player and my bass player, and my old guitar player was 1 foot out the door, didn't have a drummer, didn't have a keyboard player, didn't have a band at all. And somebody called me and they're like, hey, can you play Wonder Bar, but can you like be a Prince tribute band? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And I clicked and I'm like, how the hell am I going to do this? So I called some theater friends that I knew. Ray on keys I knew from doing shows. And then Craig was friends with my guitar player at the time. So I called them and I'm like, look, we just got to get through the show, guys. Only this one show. And then we'll be done and you can go. And that was like 11 years ago. So
And now we're still here.
and
Well,
we're
I
still
wasn't-
here.
I wasn't
Randy
there at
wasn't.
that
Randy
point,
was.
but
Randy came in after my
the
first
Swags
guitar
is still
player.
here.
Yeah, what was out of the band. He had to leave to handle some of his own demons, and I was out of a guitar player again. And I was like, maybe I'll just quit. And I
And
feel
I was
like well, okay, so what had happened was I think a couple of weeks before we had played what at the time was Langosta Lounge, and you did sound
Rest
for
in peace,
us.
Langosta.
Right, may she rest again. We played at a lot of venues. Our band has outlived a lot of the venues that we played.
True.
So I remember him doing sound for us a couple of nights prior at Langosta. And I remembered coming to Asbury and seeing him play and being like, oh, that guy was sick. I need a guitar player. Let me just call him and see what happens. So yeah, everything has kind of just been rolling into itself.
The fractal further revealing.
It is. It's a fractal inside of a fractal.
I used to take my daughter when she went to Monmouth, and she graduated back in 2018. But I used to take her. If I had a gig in Asbury, I'd always go a few hours early, and I'd go pick her up. And she always wanted to go to Langosta when they had the lobster pizza.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember? Oh,
I mean, they had great food
lobster,
there.
bacon,
Man.
garlic. Oh,
And that was just
was
like
so
people. I mean, that was just where it was such a hot spot for people to just go see free music.
It really was.
Because once Asbury like really started to get like fancy and built up, it's like now everywhere's charging covers. And it's like, if
Yeah.
you want to see a show, you got to go to like House of Independence.
Yeah, and you got to pay $50. Yeah.
So for such a long time there, I mean, Langosta. And like the Saint.
The
and there
Saint,
a
I was
couple
just gonna
other
say.
very limited little places in Asbury that were actually
remember
kind of really supporting like a local live music.
remember I talked about Twisted Covers,
Yes.
which was Twisted Tree on Cookman
Twisted
Avenue
Tree.
and all that. I used to do a lot of gigs with Joe Weimer at the Sandwich,
Oh my God.
which was across from the Stone Pony in
Yeah.
front of the mini golf.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And once they raised all of the licensing fees to play cover material and some original, if you were an ASCAP or BMI artist, or like they started charging the venues,
Yep.
and if you turn around and you would have charged Marnie at the Sandwich the $350 or whatever it is. Yeah, in September, you just wiped out her entire day's sale.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, so a lot of venues stopped having
yeah.
music.
Yeah, I remember
For that
playing
reason.
at the Annex and at Brick House, and there was
Yeah.
another venue on the corner where Taka is now on that same side where Joe Harvard used to do the long weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That was another person that was an early subscriber in my career. He put me in my first shows in Asbury Park, like truly.
All right, Joe.
May he rest. One of my favorite
He passed away.
hilarious individuals. You know, but he was one of the first people that I played with in the area.
Do you remember when you used to do that, like, live talk show?
Long weekend. That was
Is
one
that
of my
what it was
first
called?
shows. Yeah.
Was another gig Weimer talked
Yes.
me into. She was being interviewed, and we had to show up and play.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And the interviews were hilarious. They were they never made any sense. But they
Well, you have some more music
Mm-hmm.
forthcoming, so why don't we do some more here?
Sure, please.
Do Slow Kiss maybe?
Yeah. Slow Kiss would be great.
Okay, and what's this one?
This one is actually the first one that we recorded with Randy. So this one was the first one we kind of came in and collaborated on. This song was actually written by our drummer, Craig, who did not know how to articulate into music what he wanted to say, but had written all of the lyrics out and had the entire melody written. And he's like, I don't know what to do with this. Please help me. And he's like I love him to death. But when you meet him, he's like at 11 or 12. So him saying that is, I don't know what to do with this. Please help me. I'm like, okay. Let's figure this out. And we actually sat on it for a good while before we figured out, oh, it could be this. And I think that piece fell into place when Randy joined. I'm like, oh, this is what it should be.
Yeah,
This-
it really, I love the way that song
yeah,
came out.
yeah.
And before we run it, website, social media?
Oh, www.des, that's with an S, and the Swagmatics. It's spelled exactly how it sounds at .com. But it's also Des Swagmatics at Gmail, and it's Des Swagmatics on our Instagram. We are on Facebook. We have a Twitter that I kind of barely use. I don't know how to tweet. I don't really. I'm bad at it.
I had a Twitter account. Somebody hacked it. I've had multiple, and I can't even get back into it. And when I contacted Twitter, they're like, "Sorry, nothing we can do for you." Okay,
Thanks.
so I go back, and I've begun getting messages now from people. What happened to your Twitter account? I go there, and everything's in Japanese.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Turning Japanese, I think. I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. All right. Well, here is Des and the Swagmatics and the song called
Slow Kiss.
I don't know what it is, but every time that he calls me his, I could cry, I could just die. I don't know what to do, but whenever he whispers that I love you, it blows my mind every time. Baby, give me that nice slow kiss. Nobody ever gonna do it like this. Say, oh, yeah. Baby, I can't resist. Nobody ever gonna do it like this. Say, oh, ooh, yeah. Running my fingers through your hair, and your smile so debonair makes me weak. Just can't speak, no. With your mouth upon my lips, I touch my hips to your fingertips and lay me down. Let me show you how, baby. Give me that nice slow kiss. Nobody ever gonna do it like this. Say, oh, can enjoy your body singing. Oh, oh, oh. But I ain't never been a snack for a little boy. But I get the nourishment of real men can enjoy your body singing. Oh, 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 baby, give me that nice slow kiss. Nobody ever gonna do me like this. Say, oh, 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 yeah. Baby, I can't breathe. Nobody gonna do me like this. Say, oh, yeah. Your body saying, oh, my body saying, oh,
Slow Kiss by Dez and the Swagmatics
Thank you so very much.
here on Rock on Radio. So the songwriting process, you just told us how that one came about.
Yes.
You and Randy are the principal songwriters these
Not at
days, or
all.
what?
And, you know, when the band started, it was kind of like, here's my songs, you guys learn them. But the beauty of this album and this upcoming project is that everything has been collaborative. It'll be the five of us in a room.
Yeah, like almost every piece of it. Yeah.
Every single part of it is collaborative. Everybody has an equal hand in everything that's coming up. And like some lyrics are from my bass player. Some like lines and licks are from, you know, Ray. Some like, you know, little sections are Craig's idea. And we kind of just massage it out. And obviously Randy brings a ton to the table. He's like, oh, why don't we use this weird inversion? And then
It's usually not an inversion. It's usually me just saying, hey, we could throw a diminished chord in here.
Usually it's that. And I was like, I don't know what that means. It's pretty. You know, but we all kind of equally have contributed to this one, and we literally, it's been the five of us getting together in rooms and crafting this body of work, and then arguing about it, the mix and email for many months.
Did you do this at Palm Studio?
Yes,
Okay.
we did 99% of this. Well, I would say maybe 60% was done in Holmdel at his home studio. And then the other 40% was done at are we allowed to say? I don't know if we're allowed to say. We might be allowed to say. We have to preface this with, we are not signed artists. But the other half of this is done at Atlantic Records because Palm works there.
Right.
You know, so we were able to actually,
No, that's got to be a cool experience.
oh my gosh.
God, yeah.
In one of the songs that I sent, Back to Blue, I actually got to sing on Aretha Franklin's microphone, and I was like trembling.
Yeah, it
I was
was.
like, I can't sully this mic. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's a really cool experience, and you walk down the
Yeah.
hallways and you see all these giant pictures of all
Yeah.
the artists that they work with.
We've
and
got
it's
the
just
Uptown
really
Funk
cool.
drum kit in a couple of our songs. You know, we've got
They got all
iconic
sorts of cool
instruments.
toys
yeah,
and stuff to play with there.
everything that you could possibly imagine. We have kind of to play around with
Mellotron.
at our disposal. Yeah, and with Palm being willing to take the journey with us and to, you know, I personally, sometimes it's great and to my benefit, and sometimes it's overkill. But I definitely am a perfectionist. But the nice part about Palm is that Palm has been willing to take this journey with us all the way to the end. And he's like, you know, we're not stopping until you're happy with it. You know, we'll make sure that it sounds exactly how you want it to sound before we get it out. And he's really cool about being collaborative with us as another musician in the project. You know.
Right. Now, as somebody who was in a band years back with a gentleman, we recorded a 4 or 5 song EP of all the original material to get work.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same band that the same gentleman came to me 3 weeks before Labor Day and said, "Hey, I got a show in Asbury Park. I hear you're a drummer. Will you play drums for me on this show?"
People love hitting you up for these last minute.
And I'm
gigs.
like,
It's like-
and I'm like, okay, sure. I said, how, what kind of material?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all original.
Oh boy.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
And I was like, that show is in like right around 3 weeks, man, maybe a little less. He's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's like, and I can't practice next week because I'm away on vacation.
Yeah.
So we'll have about 2
Is
weeks.
it all 12-bar blues at least?
I'll give them to you. No, and they were actually, I really enjoyed the originals.
Mm-hmm.
So we went into this to a friend of ours had a home studio who's recorded people for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very good studio. So we go and we record this EP, but every time we would go there for the mix and he would play it back, he'd take a copy home and he'd be like, "No, I don't like this here. We gotta try." Well, needless to say, that EP never saw the light of day because
Analysis paralysis.
I mean, we have copies of the studio mixes, but we don't have a finished product because
At some
Excuse me.
point, you have to.
You gotta let it go. That's actually what this what this release, what coming out with My Place Now this year, and what everything else is really about. Because I looked around in January, and it's been 5 years since we've released music, and it seems like that time went by in the blink of an eye. And I was like, why are we sitting on a whole album? What are we doing?
Is there a name for this?
I don't know.
No, put simply, no.
Not
we really don't have
okay.
anything we're like totally
Just
set on.
like the band name before, I've been writing names down on a note on my phone, and I feel like as we get closer to it, the right one will jump out at me. It's so
Flip
far
that coin.
Exactly. That coin flip is coming up. It's so far worked out for me, tried and true, to just kind of let the project name itself.
to just like let things evolve organically. I'm in the same position too with like the other band that me and Craig are playing, and it's like it's been such a struggle like trying to settle on an exact name. And we've also just kind of just taken the position of just like it'll come when it's meant to.
Yeah.
There's like there's almost no point in even forcing
Don't
it.
force it. Yeah.
Do you have you had albums in the past?
We did an EP back in 2015. Oh my God. We did an EP back in 2015. And that EP was not our best work, but it was our first time recording in the studio. On top of that,
Where did you do that one?
So we had a friend who had a studio that was in a firehouse. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll only charge you this much," which was a really good deal at the time, to come in and use the studio. You can have it as long as you want, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, he had this beautiful $20,000 board and no idea what to do with it. So we put down some of our best takes, and what we got was not the best. And because, at the time, I didn't really know how to ask for what I wanted. And I think that that's kind of the full circle moment of this project, is that we haven't stopped until we've gotten what we wanted, and then we can put the music out. We kind of just were like, all right, whatever. But yeah, all said, it's a different evolution. We were talking about the live show. I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Haha. Okay, so yeah, the thing that took us so long to put the record out is that we were trying to capture our live show on wax, and that's very difficult because we are a live band at our core. We're always trying to invite the audience to be part of the party, no matter who you are or what you're about. We want you to come and have fun with us. So I usually, with my wireless microphone, I'm doing laps around the room and grabbing people onto the dance floor, and really, again, trying to make it the most fun, interactive experience that you could have at a show. A lot of that, again, comes from theater. So just incorporating all of the things that I've done into one big
We get
stack
the
of
energy
things.
from that too. So
Absolutely,
that's-
absolutely. And I, I'm a Gemini, so I feel like the person that is on stage that does in the Swagmatics show is stage Des. So stage Des is a little more daring. I've taken food off people's plates before. I just want you to get into it.
Wow.
Taking people's hats before. Somebody had the audacity to be on their phone in the front of the show. So I grabbed it and I answered it and I sang into the phone and I gave it back. Like I said, real life, regular Des would never. But stage Des, different animal, different beast entirely.
Now, it's kind of odd that you said that about phones. I've had conversations with rock and roll Hall of Famers, right down to Joe Local, about cell phones. Now, we were talking earlier how I emceed the Doylestown Music Festival.
Right.
Claire was there. What's the word I'm looking for? Documenting it, I guess.
Helping you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true. So she took the video of certain things, but Heather, who ran the entire thing, came out and gave a little speech and introduced me as the MC for the day. And I took the mic from her, and where I got behind the microphone after I thanked her, and I look out, and for those of you watching on the radio right now, imagine picking up your cell phone and everybody, and I'm not saying that to exaggerate, but everybody that was there early enough to see the Melomaniacs because they were a kid band. So all their parents and stuff were there.
Aw.
So here I am standing at the microphone. I look out, and everybody that was there has their phone, and they're holding it up in front of their face. I couldn't see one face. All I saw were the back of cell
It must
phones,
have been kind of weird.
and they're
surreal.
videotaping me. And they're videotaping me introducing their little darlings.
Of
You know?
course.
And I'm thinking, and now the kids go on. And these same parents or family members or friends watch their entire first 2 or 3 songs through the
Through the
lens of
phone.
a camera.
See, that stuff is that stuff is kind of depressing.
Yeah.
When you really think about it.
Now,
There's
I
something kind of depressing about that.
and I understand. Now, I've been to rock concerts where I'll be watching, but there might be a certain song that
You
pops
grab a
up.
little clip, you know?
And
Yeah.
I have a clip of Rush doing Spirit of Radio on my phone.
What?
And I've seen Rush 40 times over the
You take
years.
it for a special moment, right?
And-
It's like
Yeah.
they play a certain song you really want to hear, and you're like, "Oh, I want to
Yeah.
capture this."
Right,
you
so it's
know?
not like this was new to me. So I'm thinking, you know what? Who knows how long these guys are going to be around now, you know? And it was on the R40 tour, so I'm thinking, okay, yeah. But the point is, does that frustrate you when you are at a live show and here you are pouring your heart into your art? You're not doing, covers.
Yeah.
You're doing original material.
We do a little of both. but
you
but
beat me
I see
to
what you
that.
mean.
But here
We do
you're-
our own versions of them. We're doing.
Exactly.
Sound,
Yeah.
They're
Space
reimagined.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and here you are pouring your heart into it, performing. And now I realize as a musician that you're either the focus or the background.
Yes.
Okay, you go to you get asked to play a happy hour. You're the background.
Yeah.
You get asked to play Cafe Artiste.
You're the
focus.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get that. But you can't go into a venue or a sports bar or anything. There's 45 televisions,
Yeah.
and they leave them on.
They leave them on. Oh my
it's the
god.
worst.
We played another very popular bar who I won't talk smack about because they are
That
still
show.
open. But the stage was to the left of one of the biggest screens in New Jersey, and they left it on with sports. and no one watched our set, and it's such a huge stage and dance floor and area, and it was completely empty because the screens were on. Like, I on the one hand, I'm not so egotistical that I need to have every single person paying attention to me at all times. I understand
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Just
people-
courtesy, though.
But at the same time, if you're at a show, you came to this place knowing that there's live music and you're staying because there's live music. Why wouldn't you watch it? Why wouldn't you go out and participate and experience it? Like, I don't
understand that,
that.
but I do also understand that context is everything at the end of the day.
Of course.
And like you really don't know why someone was on their phone. Maybe there was an emergency or something, that happened. I mean,
Not for everybody.
not
No,
for
don't give
everybody.
them a pass.
I'm not giving everybody a pass, but I'm just
As
saying
I've been
that
on my
context,
phone,
to me, I don't care. If you want to, it's your. If you're coming out to see a show, it's your money. If you want to spend your money
True.
to come and sit there and just be on your phone and not enjoy yourself for half the time,
It's your money
that's
to
all
waste.
on you. I'm gonna be up on here having a blast of my life, and I ain't gonna let no distracted person, like take that away from me. I'm on that
This is why
stage
we
to play
keep
for
him.
myself and to play for other people. So it's not, I could care less, honestly. At the end of the
I
day.
understand that, but if there was an emergency, you can bet I get my phone and I
Leave.
walk outside.
I get well, if it's a
Even
text
if I'm
message,
at
I
a
get it.
show and my phone rings and I check it, if it's somebody I can call back, I ignore it.
Sure do.
And I always have my phone on vibrate so it doesn't
Oh, yeah.
disturb or
Yeah,
interrupt.
my phone is like permanently on vibrate.
Yeah, it is.
So I always wondered, and if somebody called me that I needed to take the phone call, again, I'm
I'd
stepping
leave.
outside.
Because how are you going to even hear them in the room where the music is happening?
Exactly. I guess it's just, I'm sitting here sounding.
I thought you were also talking about just being on your phone, like texting.
Oh, that too.
No.
And,
And
if
generationally.
if you get buzzed during a show and someone texts you, I mean,
Yeah.
what, you're not going to answer back? I don't know.
Generationally, I feel like
It's complicated.
the way that the way that people experience shows now compared to when I first started playing is completely different.
Yeah,
Completely
it's
different.
a different world. Yeah,
It is. It is.
We didn't. I mean, we didn't even have the ability to be hit up like that at a show.
Exactly.
I mean, all you could do was literally just watch
Yeah.
what was
The
in
camera
front of
quality
you.
was not good
But we
enough
have
to
a
be.
distraction device in our pocket now to
Exactly.
brace our ass every time someone's trying to get in touch with us.
No, and that's true. I mean, at the
gotta be
risk of
realistic.
sounding like the old guy that's get off my lawn.
Yeah. No, but I totally get it though. I mean, but at
No.
the end of the day, it feels like something that's just kind of out of my control. At the end of
That's
the day,
true.
So it's how upset could you get about
Do
it?
you think maybe Randy or Des? I don't care which one of you answers this. That maybe today people don't have the appreciation for art
They don't.
that my generation did. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the music I grew up with, which is now considered classic rock,
Of course.
but the stuff that came out from, like my mom my mom and dad were young when they were married, and a year
Mine too.
later, a little more than a year later, I came along, and so to put that in perspective, I'm going to be 62.
Oh.
They are 20, or they're 82 and 85.
Oh.
So I grew up with my mom listening to Elvis Presley and Creedence Clearwater, and my dad listening to like Charlie Pride or the Platters,
Nice.
that type of thing. So my mom always had music on
Same.
in the house.
Same. I was
Yeah.
always-
And then once I got older, and I had an older cousin, and she gave me Led Zeppelin 4, and all of a sudden it changed my life forever.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now I discover what blues music is.
Right.
And then the Rolling Stones, started as a blues
Evolution,
band,
man,
and
yeah.
Eric
Keep pulling the
Clapton.
thread.
And now I do a blues music radio show.
Yeah.
So that all kind of evolved from that. Today, kids just
Well, back then it was more about expressing yourself. I feel like today everything is just so consumer based, right? So like
I was just gonna
even
say.
the popular
Sterile.
music that you hear, all the music is just about like my gold chain and like just get money. And
I was just gonna say.
it's all very like just like very shallow.
I
in the
feel-
way it actually thinks about the world, and that makes people more shallow because you're literally filling your head with
Right.
shallow thoughts.
I feel like this. I feel like while commercial music has its audience and has its place, that music is so segmented and specialized that everything exists
Yes.
right now. Everything has an audience. We would not, if we were not in the age of music that we are in right now, we would not be a mainstream or successful band. But because, everything is so directed towards people, like,
Your
and
specific thing
everything
you're
is so
looking for.
niched out more or less that you can find your audience anywhere, like, and they can find you because the internet
We have the
exists.
tools. Yeah, we have
We have the
now.
tools that people who like, the things that we embody together but have never heard them together, they can, oh my god, I've never thought to put those two things together. Like, we're way more accessible now than we have ever been, and a large part of our success is beyond the live show, because a large part of our success is the live show. But a large part of the reason that we have continued success is because people are still able to find us in the world. And even though the way that they show their appreciation is different, it should be monetarily, but we'll get into that another time. But the way that people show their appreciation is different, but it's not there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
We're not a band that may be on Z100, but we are a band that still will have a packed room and everybody can sing our songs and knows them. And like,
I feel like we are seeing more of a push because just like people are just kind of tired of the status
yeah,
quo.
and the
Like, I think
commercial music is
collectively
not
we're
as loved as it seems like it is on paper with money. It's because most of that money
Nah,
comes
people are-
from
people are like-
commercials, right? Putting it on an Old Navy, like Gap jeans, like
And people sense that. Like,
And
people
pe-
can sense
exactly.
when it's not authentic. And I think when so many people have heard the same message rehashed and recycled
And the
through popular
same
music so many times,
formulaic.
and people are now
Yeah.
reaching a point where they're like, I want something that resonates
they're
with
seeking.
me.
Yeah.
I want something that actually speaks to my soul and not just what's being
Yeah,
told
and they're
by
able
us.
to kind of seek it out and find it, and that's.
I think people are reconnecting
Well, I
with
think-
that. We're coming back to what you were saying before. I think we are going to reach a time again where people are actually drawn and seek out things that actually fulfill their soul and not just
forced upon.
yes.
Well, I think right here, and again, we're coming to you from the 2-track studios of Deco Entertainment, which I forgot to say at the beginning.
Oh, I thought you did.
I forgot, but Deco here is a distribution label.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the major labels shot themselves in the foot
Yep.
because they didn't know what to do with the indie artists.
Yep.
So they couldn't figure out a way to extort,
Yep.
steal, or cheat them out of
Mm-hmm.
once they became DIY,
Mm-hmm.
and we're having success.
Yeah.
So now they've all become distribution labels.
Yeah, we are
Now-
as DIY as they come.
Right. Now Deco here, because it's run by two musicians, is a totally different
Mm-hmm.
distribution model.
Right.
And I heard Bruce talking to you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah,
before
we're gonna
we
call
went on.
Bruce.
Yeah, we got to talk.
So-
I got his number.
We're gonna call Bruce when the show's over.
Wait till tomorrow.
But I think what you're dealing with now is that you have the major labels really aren't the players they used to be.
No, exactly.
Now all they deal with are the superstars.
Well,
There
Yeah.
are no more A&R.
themselves in the foot, by
Exactly.
doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now
So,
the superstars are less of what people want.
Exactly.
but now
They're
with
bored.
you guys, you
Mhm.
have, like I said, Deco.
Mhm.
You're with Telegraph Hill.
Mhm.
You've got these small labels like you had back in the 20s and 30s and
Yeah.
40s with blues artists.
Yeah.
The Chess, the Stax, the
Mm-hmm.
Sun, that started very small with a select handful of artists on them,
Yep.
and they're taking you.
Mhm.
Now, so working with Joe and
Yeah.
Melissa at Telegraph Hill,
Mhm.
you look at their look at their roster
Yeah.
of artists.
It's crazy.
I think Natalie Farrell. I think
Alexander
is on.
Simone's on
Alexander
it. Jared
Simone.
Clemens.
Right. So you've got
Mhm.
this great set of talent, and I don't mean this as a slight in any way, but outside of our area or your area, virtual unknowns
Pretty
to
much.
other people
Yeah.
who are being promoted by this nice small label that's really helping you reach
100%.
and become known. You're
Yes.
getting out of your comfort zone. You're
Absolutely.
doing things.
Mhm.
You're hitting them social media things.
Yes.
So how important is that to you to have a label like that behind you?
Everything.
Just gonna say,
I
do
mean,
you want to
it
answer
really
first?
gives us the freedom because it doesn't feel like we're necessarily like restrained by that. But at the same time, I mean, we're all very good friends with Joe, and I mean, he's just done so much for us. And he's
And
also
Joe was at
just
my
a
wedding.
He's also just
Nice.
a great guy. He gets great sunglasses and
Plays a great cowbell.
He plays a mean cowbell. And I mean, I think it's very important that like musicians or like a band can actually feel like they have space to breathe.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
actually like think about how they want to move forward and not feel any sort of pressure. Like, okay, well, we got to do it this way right now.
I was just gonna say that.
it's
Or they
like,
try
yeah,
to make you sound like something totally
I was
different.
just gonna say
right,
that.
exactly. So
The beauty of working with Palm and with a label like Telegraph Hills, that they have no interest in changing our sound whatsoever. In fact, they want to amplify it.
Oh,
Yay!
That's how you know.
Well, speaking of which, we got some more music we have to get to, right? Claire?
Yes.
Yep. We have one more.
One or two.
And then we can play the Christmas song too.
Yeah,
Is that on Spotify?
Yes.
We have one or two more songs.
Well, we had one more that we actually
more
gave
that we
you
sent
guys,
you,
Right.
and then we have the
have
Christmas
the one
song.
on
on
Oh, I
Spotify.
thought you
Spotify,
sent. I
which you-
thought you sent us 4.
One was a duplicate.
Yes. Sorry. One was the
okay.
duplicate because it was an early mix.
All
That
right.
was my fault.
I got you.
Okay. Well, then, how much time do we have left?
A little less than half an hour.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Oh.
You better be. I keep checking. No worries.
I thought you were getting ready to play the song and pause.
I have to add the two together now in my head. So
Due to technical difficulties.
that's right.
All right. So whichever one you want to play, go ahead. I have no control over the situation.
Let's save the Christmas song for last
we'll
because
do
it's
the
my
Christmas.
favorite
Okay,
one.
good.
Okay.
Let's do Back to Blue. For this one, this was kind of us first starting to find what we were going to sound like.
I am
Because
not on this song.
Randy is not on this song. Also, this is our old guitar player, Jimmy Farkas. Randy plays this beautifully live. You have to come see it.
I didn't realize Farkas was your guitar player.
Yes, he was.
I
I've known
spent some
Farkas.
time in a band with him as well.
I met him in Day Soul when we were touring together. So that was a good 15, 20 years ago, something like that. He was one of my first calls that I made when I knew that I wanted to have a band. Like, I'm like, all right, Jimmy will do it. So he is on this record. This was our first one we recorded at Atlantic. This is the song that I got to use Aretha Franklin's microphone to sing on. There's one echoey part that goes, ah! That's like my voice on Aretha's mic. I died recording it. And it's recorded, produced by Ebony Smith, who actually won several Grammys for Hamilton and for working with Janelle Monáe. So she was really instrumental in making this sound like what it sounds like.
Fantastic. Dez and the Swagmatics.
Mama said there'd be days like this, days when the sky is falling. You ball your hand into fist to keep you from crawling. Don't close your eyes to keep you from seeing the truth, seeing those cloudy skies will always come back to blue. It can be hard to breathe when the world is keeping you down. So stay strong, and hold on. Remember to always stand your ground. Don't close your eyes to keep you from seeing the truth. Those cloudy skies will always come right back to blue. And I'm getting through to you, through to you. Hey now, am I getting through to you? Maybe. And I'm getting through to you, through to you. Oh, hey now, hey now, hey now. And I'm getting through to you, through to you. Oh, hey now, am I getting through to you? Maybe. And I'm getting through to you, through to you. Oh, hey now. Oh, tell me what I gotta say. Tell me what I gotta do to get through to you. So tell me what I gotta say. Tell me what I gotta do to get through, to get through, to get through, to get through, get through. Whoa, tell me what I gotta say to you, baby. Tell me what I gotta do to get through to you.
Tisk, tisk,
I have
tisk.
to get your attention. I'm sorry. It's not. I whistle my children. They come when I whistle. They do actually. I was at a movie theater one time, and I have this whistle for them, and this guy was next to me. It was a crowded, and we're getting popcorn or something, and the kids were off, and I had all these things. Now I have all this like popcorn to, and I'm like, I have no hands. So I whistled my whistle, and the guy next to me goes, you think that'll get them? And I'm like, watch. And I love the crowd parted. My girls come forward. They like hand off this stuff, and the guy's like, oh my God. I said, so well, hey, you have to have a distinct thing to get people's attention.
It's true.
So you just part
That's
of
how I
Sam.
knew my dad was at my shows when I first started playing out. Is I would hear his like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do
I
the
can't do
finger
that.
whistle.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
My dad could do it without fingers.
Oh my god!
Like he would just go, and then across the neighborhood you'd come running because you were like, "Whoa, Dad's whistling. Let's
time to go.
I
Exactly.
don't know how he did it. It's great. I do mine too, but it's not as loud.
I heard it.
But that's like
It's audible.
I could whistle. I could chirp at you. That's a whistle too.
Make me want to go bird watching.
Bird summoning. Yeah.
Bird brain.
Meanwhile, back at Rock on Radio.
Back in reality.
We have 19 minutes.
So, websites and everything again?
Yes, www.des with an S and the Swagmatics, exactly the way it sounds. One T though, not two. At of the wow.com. But our Instagram is also at Des Swagmatics, no and the. That's also our email at gmail.com. Please feel free to drop us a line. We
drop
got
us
big
some
stuff
wine?
coming up. No, I mean, well, they can.
I mean, you can, yeah.
We're not
Yeah,
going to
what
say
do you
no.
what do you have for upcoming gigs?
Great question. I'm so glad that you asked. In about 3 weeks, we are privileged to get to play at the Stone Pony right after Living Color and Parliament Funkadelic. That happens on Sunday, June 29th.
So excited.
We are too excited for words. This is incredible, an amazing opportunity for us, and the tickets actually are on sale now. The sale just dropped the tickets down to $30.
Which is incredible to see George Clinton,
Living
with
Color,
P-Funk and Living Color,
and us. Come
And
on
us.
now.
that was a given.
But they are $40 cheaper than they are at their lowest price on Ticketmaster. So make sure that you reach out to us about buying them and save yourself some money. And for the price of one of their tickets, you could bring a friend. Bring two.
Nice.
George, George Clinton, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Drew a blank there from me. he modeled his hairstyle after mine.
You have hairstyle?
Style
Yeah.
icon.
Look at this beautiful coif.
You have to have hair to have a hairstyle.
I mean, the first thing I thought when I
Oh.
walked in here was, "Holy shit, this guy!" Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That
Mulligan!
looks just like Bill
Kids,
Clinton.
don't be like Randy.
That's not too bad.
Well, now. What we have here is a failure to communicate. So, anything else beside that?
We are playing all summer long. We have a list of
great.
about 25 to 30 dates that is posted on our Instagram and on our website. And all of the details to them are posted as well. We also... Well, yearly we get to go up to the Catskill Mountains and participate in this week-long music camp kind of festival called Roots Rock Revival, and we play with.
Such a blast.
Oh my gosh, we played with O'Teal Burbage. I played with
no
Luther
kidding.
Dickinson, Baylor and Melody Trucks. We played with. Oh my gosh, North Mississippi All-Stars. Oh, and members of Parliament. That's how we got to meet them.
Yep,
And
full circle again.
full circle again. And one of them will actually be joining us on stage. So that's very exciting.
Surprise guest.
So now you have to join to find out. Now you have to come to find out which one.
So what do you when you're home
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing just Des
Yeah.
home
Mm-hmm.
relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
doing I don't care if you're relaxing or doing some things around the house.
Of
or
course.
just hanging
The art
out.
of George.
Well, what do you listen to?
Well, I am extremely, while I am extremely eclectic, strange answer. While I am extremely eclectic, I listen to so much music throughout the day because I teach. So I teach music all day long and then I play music all night long. That often when I come home, I don't listen to music at all. It's like a palate cleanser. I listen to like true crime or like horror podcasts. But if I were to put on a record on the record player, you know, my husband and I will sometimes put on a record to put us in cleaning mode and like clean the apartment. Like, you know, we'll do, my go-to cleaning record is like I have a few, Songs in the Key of Life is a great one. I love Whitney's first record. I love Purple Rain and 1999 by Prince, obviously. Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings is one that is on heavy rotation in our place. And Sharon Jones is like my musical godmother. I got to meet her once at the Count Basie, and it was completely... completely non-intentional. My grandma is a music fan and got me and my sister tickets to go, and I was so excited to do the show. It was amazing. Saw it, one of the best concerts I've ever seen. No one sat down the whole show. Everyone was on their feet the entire time. Again, she is goals. The show is over and Sharon is outside doing a meet and greet, and my grandma who's from Alabama, before I start talking like her. She's like, why don't you go over there and say hi to her? And I was like, Grandma, I can't talk. I can't talk to her. What do you mean? She's like, oh, hush up. Come on now. and she disappears. And so I'm standing there talking to my sister. We're chitty-chatting. Next thing I know, my grandma has Sharon Jones by the hand and is leading her over to me. She's like, here, this is my grandbaby. She sings.
Wow.
And I'm standing there literally jaw dropped. Oh my God, you're my idol. And Sharon goes, oh, well, just keep singing, baby. And we took a picture together. And I think within like the 2-3 years she was gone. But it was one
That's
of the
beautiful. You got
most
to share that moment, though.
Oh my God, my grandma forced her over to me, but it was worth it. My grandma, by the way, is 4'5". So she's this little bitty thing, and she just took her by the hand. Come on now.
Big things come in small packages.
That's true.
What about you, Randy? What do you listen to?
Oh man, I listen to everything, from metal to jazz. There really isn't like any one particular thing. I mean, Jeff Beck is like obviously one of my favorite guitarists, and I like all the guitar greats. And but I don't know, I've never been a person who like focuses on like one type of genre of music, and I'm like, that's my thing. It's like I can listen to Kendrick Lamar, and then listen to George Clinton, and then listen to Hendrix, and then listen to Opeth, metal band, System of a Down. It's like if you saw my music catalog, you'd be like, are you okay?
Yeah, no.
Like,
same.
I'll literally listen to like the craziest, weirdest shit that most.
Randy!
That's all right. Just let it slide.
I promise that's the last one. But I think I just my musical. It's like I almost like to test myself to see.
Yeah, he listens to
the
noise
stuff
rock.
that
I can't do
yeah,
that.
Like Des can tell you sometimes I put on.
He'll put stuff
He'll be
on, and we'll have a long drive, and I'll be like, "What
this?
is this? Why are you doing this to me?"
You listen to Cookie Monster metal?
I mean, that sounds interesting. Yes, I would.
Yeah, that's your whole bag. It's all Muppets. I will say, one of my go-to weird fetishes is yacht rock. When I'm just like,
we were just talking
why I
about
like
yacht
that.
rock.
oh my gosh, Michael McDonald is a silver fox. I love him. I love Steely Dan.
Go ahead, baby. Let me hear it.
Crisscross.
Let me hear it. Go ahead. Just like you did at that audition.
He gave us a way back in long ago. Sentimental fool. Like I can keep going.
It's all about the mouth noises.
It's the mouth shape. The mouth shape is the key.
Oh, yeah. Especially when it's right with the doobies, too. Same thing.
God.
You don't know me, but I'm your brother.
But that's what makes these things stick in our head, right? Like
That's what's
I
unique
feel
about
like that's
him.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
like what draws you.
Exactly.
To that. Because
He
you're just
doesn't sound
this
like
is
everybody
the
else.
silliest thing I've ever heard, but why do I love it so much?
Well, we're going to actually do something that many of our listeners may think is silly or associate with me, actually, because it is kind of silly, but we're going to do it because Des gave it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're nowhere near the holiday yet.
No.
There is Christmas in July, so we're close.
But you have a Christmas tune.
Yes. This is by far one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It was so we again, this was one of our collaborative tunes, and we were already in a writing space because we were working on the album.
And the most lavish music video we've ever.
Tremendously lavish music video that never came to be. We had funders and backers, and everybody pulled out. It was a whole thing.
It was way more than it
Oh
should
my
have been.
God! But we were, while we were hanging out and brainstorming about the music video, I was like, guys, wouldn't it be hilarious if we wrote a Christmas song? So we started writing it. We started thinking of like every little cliche Christmas thing, and it started coming together. And we're like, wait a minute, this is actually really good.
Yeah, it started. It really did start as a joke. Like, okay, let's do a Christmas song.
Sure,
Haha.
let's do it.
And then we actually wrote it, and then we're like, this is like one of the best Christmas songs I've ever heard.
we've ever written. Oh, it's one of my favorite songs of ours, truly. So, as in the spirit of the joke, I hope everyone enjoys this song.
And what is it called?
It's called Next Christmas. So the joke was there's last Christmas, there is this Christmas, but no one's made next
Yeah, so
Christmas.
the whole thing is a joke.
It was a
really.
joke again. So,
Like, literally was a joke.
so this song is called "Next Christmas."
Underneath the mistletoe, I'm standing here, I'm all alone, hanging all the decorations, still don't feel the old sensations. I can hear those sleigh bells ringing, don't feel like Christmas carols singing. The notes don't go together, and the words are out of rhyme. Christmas time used to be my favorite time of year. Now I find it hasn't been the same since you were here with me. I guess I'll wait and see if maybe next Christmas we are here. The fireside is cold tonight without you holding me so tight. One stocking hung instead of two reminds me that I'm missing you. If I could have just one wish, forget about the Christmas gifts. If we could just be here together, maybe I'll be fine. Christmas time used to be my favorite time of year. Now I find it hasn't been the same since you were here with me. I guess I'll wait and see if maybe next Christmas will be our year. The Christmas lights, they damn near blind me, 'cause I can't put the past behind me. Looking out the window, waiting for you to arrive. The truth I know is you won't make it. I don't think my heart can take it. Need to have you here with me if I'm ever gonna thrive. Feel alive. Christmas time used to be my favorite time of year. Now I find it hasn't been the same since you were here with me. I guess I'll wait and see if maybe next Christmas will be our year. Be our year. Oh, Christmas time used to be my favorite time of year. Oh, fine, that it hasn't been the same since you were here with me. I guess I'll wait and see. Maybe next Christmas will be our year. Be our year. Maybe next year.
Christmas in June here on Rock On.
Well, it'll be my birthday when it
Radio.
airs, so it'll be like Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
It's your birthday.
They both have
It's your
presents.
birthday.
Des and the Swagmatics. So, one of the other questions I do like to ask some of the bands that come in here, what's the end game? You're putting music down now for posterity. Is it to do tours like you did?
Ideally, we would love to tour
over the world.
Well, first, you know, we're gonna start with this coast and then and then the world. So, yeah, world domination is the plan. He said
Gotta
it.
have a goal.
He said it. You know, ideally, we would love to take this music in the road. We've played down as far as Green Parrot and Key West. We'd love to go back. Like, you know, we'd love to. You know, we have friends in Northern Florida and the Trucks family. Like, you know, and we have friends in upstate New York and the Catskills. We're good friends with Amy Helm, and like and all the way down, we've got a lot of friends along the way that we're gonna try and hit up and maybe do the first Swagmatics tour. Maybe. Other than that, the game plan is to keep doing this until we can't. Until my body won't allow it anymore. It's like, girl, sit down, and then I'll drag my chair out onto the stage, and then
Walker, rolling it out.
And then you need a backiotomy.
You need a backiotomy every show.
So, okay. Well, guys, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
So
so,
much
for having
for-
us.
Thank you so
Seriously,
much.
You guys
Making-
are wonderful people.
Yes, thank you. We had such a blast.
Thank you. Likewise. And on all
Dancing
that.
with a hoe. I mean,
Lots of giggles.
Dr. Ho.
Dancing with Dr. Ho.
How does that not make you giggle? You know.
So, no, thank you for making the trip out here to the hinterlands. It's greatly appreciated. And the new album comes out when?
The release date is as to be determined, but we will be coming out with another single of 3 that we have lined up and planned, probably right after our Parliament show. So keep your eyes on our social media in July.
So beginning of July, middle of July? Okay.
Keep your eyes on our social media for the next single. And then we have one more coming out after that before we drop the entire album. Again, we're going to make you wait for it. You've waited this long. What's
like
another
to
couple of months?
tease.
Yeah. What's another couple months between friends?
Very true. Very true story. Next week is open for
Surprise.
interpretation.
All
It's a
right.
surprise who we have
Surprise for
coming
us,
on
too.
next week. But I did talk to Wayne from Jump Back,
Okay,
and
good.
we booked them for right after the 4th of July.
Okay.
They'll be in.
Nice.
So
This is our weekend.
we do have on the 29th. Excuse me, we have Ron Bumblefoot.
No, really,
Dog
Bumblefoot.
coming in.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
coming in. Yep.
Oh, I gotta
Yep.
tune
He's
in.
a
So we
deco
look forward to
artist,
that.
so too.
And
Yeah,
one more
so
time,
cool.
Big A on June 27th, that Friday in Monmouth University.
the first to email me with the subject line of
Free tickets.
free tickets or free tickets Big A
Yep.
will win not only a pair of tickets but a Rock On Radio prize pack. So
Nice.
do that.
Also, does the
Immediately.
Swagmatics June 29th at the Stone Pony. Buy your tickets too there as well.
Yes.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah,
So buy your
do
tickets.
what I tell you.
Do it now.
Do it now. Until next week.
Get in the chopper.
Rock on!